Hi there. Welcome to Logs, Bogs, and Meadows. I'm Kevin,
I'm Sherri.
and we're here today on day 115. We're almost to the 4 month mark. Can you believe it?
Ooh.
So we're standing on the back porch right now. Sherri, I'm going to ask you what your impression is of the back porch.
I love it. I keep coming out to say hi to the stone. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's perfectly done. I just absolutely love it. And just the wood, the Douglas fir and that, I'm looking forward to being out here and
Yeah,
just chilling and watching the forest.
me too. I'm so happy with how this came out. And if you watched last week's episode, you'll see in that episode that they were able to get the stone attached to the house. But in that video, we didn't have the grout yet. And the grout just brings it all together. So this is the grout here. It's basically cement product that's in, between the stones. And it really makes it pop. It gives it that contrast. Obviously, it has a structural component to it, but the contrast is actually pretty good too.
I really like how the stone picks up the colors of the forest, but also you've got some of this like gray, and then there's some gray, and there's kind of brown that goes with the Douglas fir, so it just looks like it grew up out of the forest,
Right.
which is what we've been trying to do.
Yeah. It looks fantastic.
Thank you.
So, yes.
Yeah, thank you.
So
I did a
we,
lot.
well, we all play our role, right? So, yeah, so it's been a busy week. They were able to obviously finish the drywall last week. You saw that in the video if you watched last week. They were just wrapping it up when we did that footage. And this week, what happened was we had the painter here, and what the painter did is he went through and he sprayed the entire house with primer, everything inside, and then he went ahead and he put 2 coats of ceiling paint on all of the ceilings, and it looks pretty good. I'm very happy with the drywall finish. I'll be honest with you. You sometimes wonder, what's it going to look like, but for the most part, there might be a few touch ups, but for the most part, it looks fantastic. The other thing that happened this week was the HVAC system continued through the process of getting hooked up. And in the last video, we showed a little bit about the technology behind that. Well, there's even more technology that wasn't visible then that we want to share with you as well. And we also have some more work to do, and that's kind of a bummer.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Got to do what you got to do. What's happening is our contractors overlap. One leaves, another comes. And because we're not a builder for profit, we don't have anybody on our payroll. A builder who's doing this for profit has tradesmen, they have laborers, people can come and they can move equipment, they can move things, they can put things in the trash for the next phase. And we don't have that. So that's largely falling on us right now. So today we have a busy day to get some things going. It's misty. It's Saturday, June 28th, and we just went through a weather week of crazy 95 plus
Heat wave all week. Friday.
humidity. It was horrible. And then yesterday, all of a sudden, the high I think was 65, and we were in this cloud all day. I was actually here yesterday, and I wanted to do some of this, but it just wasn't working. And so today we came back together, and we plan on doing some of that work. We'll share that with you. And at the end, we'll talk about what's next.
Right on.
Welcome to Logs, Bogs, and Meadows. If you haven't yet, please subscribe, please like, please share it with somebody you might think would like it. It would really help us a lot. Calling something out that's going to happen on Monday. Monday, they are going to come back, and the framer he's going to wrap up his duties here. And what he's going to do is he's going to put the metal ceiling up in here, and then we will be done with the ceiling. After that, we'll be able to get that fan in. If you recall in one of our previous videos, we had a little bit of an issue with our electrical and where it was. I had to do some wire relocation, and now what we're seeing up there is we have that blue box there. That's going to be an outlet. It's also going to serve as a junction box, and it's going to carry over the current that we need for a light fan kit that's going to come down from that ridge beam. and give us the ability to move some air in here. So that's good. The other thing the framer has to do is some odds and ends inside and hang the shutters outside. So these things here are called shutter blocks, and they are a masonry product, man-made, and they are going to be used to put next to the windows on the front here and the various fastening points where the shutters need to go. And we have the window down low, but we also have a bedroom window up top there. And so those shutter blocks are going to be there so that they have something they can fasten a screw into. Because we're using natural stone, which has a very hard, it's just very hard stone, they can't sink an anchor into it to put a screw in there. So the only way to hang the shutters would be to put something like a wood in, which would rot, or this product, which is called a shutter block. The framer was also the contractor who did the siding and roofing, and he's been off site for 3 or 4 weeks. And as we progress along, and he just has a little bit of work to do. And one of the things that he has to do is he has to attach the shutters. In the front of the house, we have shutters on all of the windows. So you have 2 windows over here at the garage. You got the windows in the area that'll have stone, window up top there above the porch roof, and then the bedroom window here. He's not going to be able to put those windows in, or the shutters in over there where the stone's going to go, because those shutter blocks aren't there, the stone's not there. So hopefully I can have the mason do that after they put the stone in. We started this project in March, early March. One of the first things we did, we had a portable toilet brought in, and we sat it right there. Looked like a great little spot, you know? Well, then there were no leaves on the trees. And now we've got this locust tree to the right. You got an oak tree to the left. You got weeds and things going on. So when you want to go to the potty here, it's like going through a jungle right now, which is kind of crazy. And yeah, I think people have got that figured out, though. I'm sure it's okay for them. It's better than going in the woods, right? This is a pile of stumps. It's been here since the beginning, since they dug. They brought all the stumps up. They just put them in a pile, and they're going to bury them once they come back to do the grading. But as you can see, Mother Nature does not take long. It is the end of June. It hasn't even been 4 months since they put this pile here, and the mile a minute and the other vegetation is just all over this. It's a forest will just completely take over, and it doesn't take long. Here comes Sherri on Jim Bob, and she tends to drive that thing in high gear. I never drive it in high gear. I drive it in medium. But man, is she flying on that thing, and she really enjoys it, as do I. And honestly, she's the prettiest tractor driver I've ever seen. You're the prettiest tractor driver I've ever seen.
Well, thank you.
Sherri,
Yes.
what happened when you had to go to the potty?
Well, I went over there and I had to move some of the branches and the spider webs. And so now I brought my loppers and I'm going to go take care of that.
All right.
Yeah. Now it's going to rain on me every time I move the tree. Boy, oh boy. I don't want to cover up my pretty flowers. And the thing about these is they have the thorns on it, so I have to be careful.
It's a locust tree.
Yep. Now we'll be able to find the toilet and not have to battle the tree.
I am sure that the contractors who will be here this week appreciate that, because as I just said in my footage I took about this being overgrown, it's better than just going. You're going in the woods, but it's better than going in the woods.
Yes.
And who doesn't like a little rooster singing to kind of help you get your business done, right?
Yeah, very cool. Very ambiance.
Yes. There we go.
There.
This is the outdoor unit for the heat pump system that we have. And what I like about this is that it's a couple things. It's a suitcase style, which looks like the mini through units where you don't have any ductwork. They call them ductless systems. But in our case, we don't have a ductless system. We were fully ducted. And but I like the discreetness of it. I like that it hangs on the wall on these brackets and doesn't have to be on a plastic or a concrete pad. I think it's a nice, neat install the way it is. And I can tell that Harvey's done a nice job. We got ants everywhere. I think that that's just the deal this year. But there's these little ants crawling around. But you can see that he's caulked it really well with silicone. Any penetration. Same down here. And this is the condensate line right here coming out. And I'll show you that on the inside because it's a nice little pump system set up to get it all the way outside so we don't have it building up inside. So just feeling pretty good about that. This is a nice unit, nice system. Harvey's done a fantastic job with that. This is where the meter will be. And right now, it doesn't have service hooked up, but on Tuesday they will hook it up. Before they can, they have to dig a trench, they being the excavator. And that trench basically is going to come out and it's going to go around here and out the side of the garage. There's another complicating factor here, and I'll try to show that to you. The dumpster's in the way, but I think I'll be able to get a good shot because it's not just electric that has to be rerouted. We also have our well over there. And the well line basically comes straight back through here, okay, and down here, and then over. And the only place it goes right now is to this frost-free hydrant, and it stops. But what it needs to do is it needs to continue. We're going to remove that frost-free hydrant, continue somewhere along the house here, some pathway, and then it needs to make a 90-degree turn, and it has to come in down here because the hole in the basement wall for the plumbing system is down right underneath the kitchen. So that makes things a little complicated. Maybe for professionals, not so much. For me, I don't know how they're going to do it, but they're going to have an intersection of lines. They're going to have electric that they're bringing down through the debris pile here, and they're going to have that go over to the garage, and then they're going to have water coming in and crossing that. So is the electric deeper or is the water deeper? Logically, I would think that the water would go deeper. I'm not sure that's how it'll be, though. And I know that the electric company will have the final say in how that works, but I'm not sure how it's going to go yet. It's going to all happen this week. Monday is the dig. Tuesday is the cutover. So Sherri is doing some nice work here. What she's doing is she's harvesting wood, putting the little pieces in the bucket to go over to the other side where we can't. She's making a pile of keeper stuff that we want to go back over to the other side for either firewood or structural reasons, maybe to put boards that we can put underneath a log pile. She's putting the little pieces into the bucket to dump into our burn pile over there. And generally, we just have to get this area cleaned up. Good job, Sherri.
Thanks.
All right, this is just a pile of door hardware, which you can't even see what it is. But the reason I'm calling it out is because this week when Merv is here, he is going to install all of the door hardware on the exterior doors, which means we'll be able to now secure it and lock it. Okay, the dumpster needs to be pulled. They are going to do that first thing Monday morning so that we'll have a fresh dumpster ready to go. All right, we'll take a little tour inside. Garage is just going to have primer only on it. Pretty clean looking. It'll probably never look this clean again. But right now we can just marvel in how clean and white our garage is. There's no junk in it. And as we all know, people that own garages, that will change. Okay, walking into the great room. Walls have painted primer. Ceiling has the finish coat on it. The light in here is not fantastic, but overall, I've used a flashlight. I've went around and I'm pretty happy with the drywall, pretty happy with the painting. Still much painting to be done. The finish on the ceiling is maybe done, maybe not. It's going to really be hard to tell until we get the lights in and we understand what the lighting is. It might need a little bit more. We'll just have to see. Master bedroom. I'm happy with how this cathedral ceiling turned out. It looks nice. You never know when you do something like this if there's going to be weird corners, inside corners, but I think it looks pretty good. Pretty happy with that. All right, so I don't know how much I've called this out. I think I have before in some videos, but you're noticing this area in front of the doors that has the subfloor recessed a bit. And the whole reason for that is so that we can match elevations of a wood floor that's going to go on this side, the higher part of the subfloor, with a porcelain paver part here. And this Wednesday, the flooring contractor is coming to install the pavers in this recessed area. And again, the lighting's not great. I'll try to get a good shot of that. It kind of looks like slate. It's actually made out of clay and it's kilned. I think that's the right terminology. Very hard stuff. So what's going to happen is this is a 3/4 inch product. And right now the subfloor sits down 3/4 of an inch, but we're going to bring it back up because of the cement board and the adhesive that is going to be underneath that. And then, if calculated correctly, once we bring in the wood floor, which is a 1/2 inch thick on top of the other, the elevation of those floors will match and we won't have any issues with toe stubbing or trim work that we have to put down. That was very well planned. We'll see if our plan comes to fruition, but I think it will. All right, we are in the basement, and it's been some time since I've actually seen the basement cleared out of gobs and gobs of duct material and equipment. And you can see now that the HVAC system seems to be set up and ready to go, and it is. So we're going to show you some of the neat technology in that in a bit here. On this side, here, using my flashlight, we have been running a dehumidifier for about a week. And in the last video, which was shot a week ago, we put in this piece of plywood because this egress window was open to the elements and was allowing humidity in and who knows what else. And so we took that out and we put the plywood in there and we started running this dehumidifier, which is a normal home dehumidifier. It's not a commercial one. And we run that into a 5-gallon bucket that sits in a garbage pail that has a leak in it. We found out the hard way. So we put a liner in it. And over the course of a day, that 5-gallon pail will fill up and we'll have to empty it each day. I'm looking at right now it's registering 58 humidity, 58%. That's not bad. And it's significantly drier in here. I can tell even yesterday when I was here, as we walk up along the wall here, you'll see that there's some moisture marks. Yesterday, those moisture marks were about 8 inches up the wall. Now they're almost disappeared. They're leaving. So I feel like we've kind of gotten this basement dried out pretty good, which is much needed. We will continue to address that as we need to. So we just set up our Starlink internet system temporarily. It's not like we're in a hurry to have internet, but this week Harvey is going to come and set up our HVAC system running. And it needs some internet connectivity to be able to configure it properly, to do the firmware updates, to get the thermostat set correctly. So he asked us to make sure the Starlink was here so we could do this on a temporary basis. And so we did. And it was pretty simple, actually. We had to set this little satellite thing outside. And that's going to be eventually fixed on our house. But it's pretty simple. We just had to follow the instructions, run the cable back here to the router, which is sitting in this box right here. That's the router. Got the power supply right here. And our temporary power is coming from that cord here right now. Of course, we don't have power set up in the house. But once you do that, you open up the app and it tells you what to do. And it helps you determine where the satellites are, where the obstructions might be, and how to stay away from them. And, it takes, few minutes to kind of go through its gyrations, and right now we have internet connectivity, and it's doing a firmware update on the system. So what I'm going to do is, I think, just have this here. I have the network set up. I'm going to, let Harvey know it's here, give him kind of a picture of where I had it set up so he can get it aligned at least closely. So when he's here on Wednesday, I won't need to be because I have a busy day on Wednesday with meetings at work. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully he can do it. All right. So we are in the basement. Not the funnest place to be, I know. But last week I talked a little bit about the technology and the engineering, the HVAC system, and wanted to follow that up with a few things. First of all, we're looking here at the condensation line that comes out of the air handler. And what we're seeing here is over here, that's where it comes out. And Harvey's done a really nice job of plumbing that up. He's got a pump there, which is plugged into power, and it's going to basically run up the side of the unit there, and it's going to go across with the refrigerant line, and it's going to go all the way down to the end of the mudroom and then out. And so that's draining a pretty far distance, but he's got it all figured for that. So that's pretty cool. And then if we look up in here, and I did this on the previous video, but now you can see it a little better. He's got the wires hooked up. Those different devices are used to connect the signal to the unit and then actually receive a signal so that it can open and close dampers based on what the actual system is calling for. So that is pretty cool. And lastly, I'm going to let Sherri talk a little bit about this gizmo over here because she loves technology. And what do you think this is, Sherri?
This is the circuit board of our house, basically. Everything, the wires to all the dampers that you had shown come in here, and he has them labeled so you know what zone and where it's feeding in, and then it comes in here, and there's the master circuit board. And it's pretty amazing to think that all this technology and electronics and data are part of your HVAC system when it used to be just metal and like bigger parts and that. And now you have science-y stuff going on here. It's pretty cool that they have that, and then they have to know electric and all that. How they keep track of all of these is pretty crazy.
Yeah, and we had this conversation last night about, how young people can get into trades.
Yeah, exactly. It is, if you're into science or into electronics, all of that, you can be a part of that. And it's just to let people know, do they realize how much technology is in this? Just to setting up your HVAC system.
Well, too often people think they need to go to college to be able to get a good job that's, number one, fulfilling and something you like to do using technology. Number two, that pays well. And that's not always the case. Maybe a trade school, maybe
Yeah.
Votech.
Well, even farming. I mean, the farm, like to build the tractors and that, they have a whole computer system and all that kind of thing. So it's pretty neat.
Definitely. Cool stuff. Cool stuff.
I'm ready to have cool stuff in the house.
Yeah. Yeah. The other thing that about this system that I didn't cover last week was that when we have a 90-degree turn, and here's one right here, and it's a supply line. There are some devices in there that I have a picture, and I'll make sure I show it on the screen when I do the editing, that can actually turn the air so that it doesn't meet as much friction as it would with just a 90-degree turn there, and it helps the airflow, and it helps the whole system perform better. So that was pretty cool. And what I learned about that is that typically you don't see those in residential systems, more commercial systems. So again, feeling very good about the HVAC contractor that is doing our home. He's really applying some really cool technology. Alrighty, we are getting ready to tidy things up and probably go home. We're not here for the weekend. So we're just kind of looking at what we did. We did a lot, Sherri.
Yes, we did.
We got all of the debris here that was here. We got it relocated.
Covered in dirt and mud and sticks and twigs.
How do you feel?
Good.
There you have it.
Yeah.
All right. So the tractor's loaded up. I did a dumpster dive, and when I did that, I found some paint cans in there. And you think, well, why would I want paint cans? Well, why wouldn't you want paint cans, right? I mean, look at them. They're nice buckets. You go to Home Depot or Lowe's, and they want, $6 or $8 for these silly buckets. And so I just rinsed them out. Yeah, they got some paint in them, but they're fine for just general purpose, and we'll use them.
We will not grow food in them.
And why would that be, Sherri?
Because of the chemicals from the paint, and I doubt that those are rated food grade.
All right. Well, we won't grow fruit in them.
Nope.
We'll just use them for carrying things that don't matter.
Yep.
All right. And you can see the sun's out, and it's getting hot and steamy.
Woo.
So Sherri has got the tractor loaded, got the hose because we rinsed out the bucket, got a tarp. She's got our loppers. She's got an extra chair because we had a nice lunch out in the back porch. She's going to take that back. And then I have to get that Starlink packed up because I can't just leave it out here. But I think this is it for the day, don't you think, Sherri?
Yep.
I think this is kind of a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Yeah,
that was a great day. And now we have the beautiful sun coming out.
Yeah.
And I was up on our sand mound cutting down some locust trees were growing in there. We don't want trees, but all the flowers, that's buzzing with bees. It's awesome.
So why do we have flowers on the sand mound, Sherri? Why would they even be there?
Well, they just kind of landed there, but also the clover is what I planted. And we just want something we don't have to maintain, but it also feeds the bees, the pollinators. There's bees, there's butterflies.
We're just buzzing in here.
Mm-hmm. And it's pretty.
It's pretty. So you planted the clover that's the white clover.
Yes.
But we have some purple clover.
This here is called vetch, VETCH.
Okay. But
there are a few purple clovers. Here's one. Oh, here's one right here. These came from the farms, I believe, because I see them growing along the road out by the farms, and they just, through the wind or butterflies or birds bringing them over here.
And I'm not sure that this camera's picking this up, but they're buzzing like crazy. There's honeybees. These are honeybees, correct?
Yes, those are honeybees that I see right now.
Okay, so that means one of two things. Either we have some wild honeybees around here, or the neighbor that's about a half a mile away who has a honey farm, their bees are coming over, and they should thank us for that.
I think it's a mix.
You think it's a mix?
Mm-hmm.
Well, normally, a sand mound would be covered with grass and mowed. For us living where we do, we're going to. I mean, it makes a lot of sense just to let it be kind of a wildflower area. And the clover is very good for the deer to eat too. They like it.
It's good for the soil as well.
All right.
Not that we're really growing anything on it, but it's good for that too, to hold the soil.
Why wouldn't we want trees growing out of our sand mound?
Because the roots will get down into the tank or whatever's down there.
Yeah. It's a leach field.
A leach field. Yeah. And I have to look at some of these plants to see how deep their roots go. because one thing I had asked the Penn State Extension was, can you plant native wildflowers on here? And they said they recommended not because the roots could go pretty deep. So I have to make sure. That's why I planted clover, because the roots are not that deep. So we might have to mow some of this down so it doesn't get too big and the roots don't go too deep into there. I have to ask I wonder if the excavator guy knows.
I doubt it.
We'll find out. Stay tuned. I'll investigate.
Yeah. So it's been a good day.
Where am I? Hi. Oh, look at my hair.
But it's been a good day, Sherri.
Yes,
We
it
have
has.
had a lovely day here, and I'm so glad Sherri could join me today. This is a lot of work for one person, and
It's nice to help too.
it is, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I might actually come back tomorrow and cut some trees down. We'll see. But this is a wrap on this video. If we do that, we'll show it in the next one. Thank you for joining us on Logs, Bogs, and Meadows. Have a blessed day, and please hit subscribe. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.